Hello, and welcome to the Wayfaring Panda. I'm Annette. Today I'm participating in the Simple Story Saturdays Hop, which is put on by Joanne Bertel, and we use Simple Stories products. The layout I'm doing today is pretty simple, so that's great because simple layouts take less time, and that way you can get more scrapbooking done. Also, with this layout, I'm not going to be using as much of the pattern paper, so that helps you stretch your collection so you can use it over more pages, which is great if you have a collection you really like and you don't have a lot of it. And this also helps save you money. So one technique is to start with a larger piece of plain cardstock for your background and do some mixed media. So in this case, I'm using some splattering of distressed oxide ink, and I'm using the color Fossilized Amber. Now with doing this, you can also use whatever colors you want for your background. For today's layout, I'm using the Simple Vintage Essentials Color Palette collection, and this will be great because it's going to be a companion page to another layout that I did using the same collection. Only on that one, I just used the black colors. For this one, I'm using the yellow, blue, and black because that kind of goes with the birthday photos that I'm going to be scrapbooking. So I cut out some triangles with the scraps that I had from some of those papers, and I'm just going around those with some chipped sapphire distress oxide ink. And of course, making small embellishments like this is a great way to use your scraps and stretch your collection. I add some double-sided 1/4-inch tape to the back of my background paper so I can attach that to a frame in the next step. I gutted the piece of blue Collage scrapbook paper from the collection, and I just cut it for a 1-inch frame so I can have that around my paper that I already created for my background. And this is another way that you can stretch your paper collection, is when you're going to just cover it anyway. If you gut your paper, that way you won't use your whole 12 by 12 piece of paper, and you can use what you cut out from the inside for another scrapbook layout. I decided to go around the edges of the frame with the chipped sapphire. You can't see it a lot because it is blue. However, I think adding these little details is important when you do a simple scrapbook layout. Then I just pull up the release paper on the tape to attach it to my frame. However, as I was trying to line the paper up, it started sticking to my frame before I really tried to push it down. So the tape I'm using is not one I usually buy. It's one I got as a gift. I don't even know what brand it is, but it is definitely not forgiving. And as I struggled with this because as I was trying to pull it up, the paper was tearing. And then as if I get one up, then some more of it would stick. So eventually I got it off. I did tear the paper, but fortunately I only tore it where it's going to cover. So I put some glue. So if you're going to have trouble with this like I do, if you put some glue on the tape or around the edge of the paper, then that way you have a little bit of time to move the paper before it's actually stuck. I'm adding my photos with some blue cardstock that goes along with the collection, and I have some post-it tape over the people's faces in the picture as well as the name that's on the banner just to protect the identification of the people in the pictures. I picked out a sticker from the designer sticker book that goes with the collection and from the blue page. What I liked about some of these stickers is they kind of have layers to them, at least the one I picked out, because over in the left-hand corner where I put this, I didn't have a lot of room, so this way it looks like it's a cluster of different elements, even though it's only one sticker. And I picked this one out because it has a little space where I can write the birth date. And I had to go upstairs and print out how to write the word August in Spanish because I'm making a scrapbook page for a girl in Mexico, and these are pictures of her sister's birthday. Now I'm putting this as a companion page next to her quinceañera pictures. So I had used the black papers from this collection for that one, so I wanted this to sort of coordinate with that one. And also I don't have any birthday embellishments or paper, so I think that these kind of go with that. without it being birthday. Since I'm not going to add any more to the cluster, I go ahead and attach the top 2 photos with some photo mounting squares. My plan is to create kind of a banner with the triangles that I cut out, and so I'm using this washi tape to be kind of the string that the banner is going to hang from. And I decided to use this washi tape because I used it in the companion page to this. And so I thought that would tie the 2 pages together. This is an old washi tape from Simple Stories called Carpe Diem, so I'm sure it's no longer out there, but you can use any type of generic washi tape. I like the cameras because it goes with pretty much any scrapbook layout, and since it's black, it's pretty neutral. There are also, I'm sure, a lot of washi tapes out there that do have birthday party themes. When I was putting down the washi tape, I realized the photos were not down the same amount. So I took the photo on the right off and made sure I got my washi tape on straight, which was easy to do because I just used the lines on the gingham to get it straight. And then I put my photo back on. Then I decide how I want to arrange all of my triangles for my banners underneath the washi tape. And the great thing is that since these papers coordinate and they have double sides, I can use either side of the triangle. So I try to use some of the gingham side and some of the collage side. Then I adhere all the banner pieces down with some Nuvo Deluxe glue. Now, I had contemplated doing some stitching around the banners. I thought that might look good, but since I didn't have any stitching on the page that's next to it, I didn't think it would look good if one had stitching and one didn't. I'll put a list of all the products that I'm using in the description below. Some of these will be affiliate links. They don't cost you anything extra to use, but I do get a small commission from any sales that the links generate, and that helps support my channel. Some of these items, like the collection I'm using, is really old, so you probably won't find much of this collection still out there. I picked out a sticker from the designer's sticker book from the blue ones that look kind of like lilac, and I decided to put that on the right hand side of the photo where it overlaps it. And then I attached the sticker and that photo down to the right hand corner. I found a tab sticker to put above the picture on the bottom right so that it kind of go with the same shape of the one that I have up above. And then I adhere my other picture down with the mounting squares. I didn't see any stickers on the sticker sheet that I wanted to put on that longer open space between the top pictures, so I got out my stickers on the cardstock sheet and found the one with the butterfly, and I guess it's lilacs, and so I chose that one. As a final embellishment, I decided to add some pops of color to the scrapbook layout, and these come from scrapbook.com. The first color I'm using is the blue one, and it's called Gloss Royal Blue, and then I also decided to add Glitter Silver, which is kind of like a stickles, and I decided to use that one just to give it a little bit of bling, and also because I used it in the page next to this one, so I thought that would help tie the 2 together. I decided to put 3 dots around each of the stickers, and then I also added them just 1 dot in each section of the banners. As I mentioned earlier, this is part of a YouTube hop, so I'll put a list of all the YouTube channels that usually participate in this hop in the description below. So just go to their channel and check out their video for this month, and you'll get some inspiration of using different Simple Stories products. Even if you don't have Simple Stories products, you can use a lot of these ideas with other papers. I want to thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, please give it a like. And if you're not already a subscriber, I'd really appreciate if you can subscribe to my channel. Thank you, and have a wonderful day.